Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to discuss the next answer copy of our Aim for Agriculture series. So as you all know that we are having Aim for Agriculture series in which we are having daily answer writing practice and weekly full tests. So today we are going to discuss the copy of day 49. So we will see what were the questions asked, how the student has approached the answer, how can you improve on this answer. Okay, so all these things can be very helpful to you. You can see how to introduce, how to conclude, you can read the answers, you can develop a certain idea of answer writing. Okay, you can develop a certain structure of answers, how to add certain examples, how to overall structure your answers. So all these things can be very helpful to you. So let's start. So the first question is, discuss the WTO rules and policies which have significant impact on Indian agriculture. So we all know that WTO has various rules and agriculture policies which could impact Indian agriculture, and various times these things are in news. There is a tussle between some of the WTO rule which is hampering the Indian, which could hamper the Indian agriculture practices. Either it could be related to some subsidies, either it could be related to some kind of policies, some kind of freebie policy by the government to farmers, some kind of higher subsidy policy, some type of trade distortion policies, which WTO gives the names to these policies to of Indian agriculture, that those are trade those policies can lead to trade distortion. So those are the things through that there is always a tussle, and these things remain in news. Okay, so we all know what WTO is. So actually it is working on three principles: trade agreement, special and differential treatment, most favored nation. So these are some of the things of WTO. Okay, so some of the rules have been mentioned by the student, but you can see in the question is asking how these policies have significant impact on Indian agriculture. So that we have to discuss how some of the policies of WTO could have impact on agriculture. But the student has mentioned the rules, WTO agreement and agriculture boxes have been mentioned: amber box, green box, blue box, and it was a 10-mark question. The student has taken 2 pages in just discussing the rules. That is why I mentioned here that these things could be kept in brief. I think these things could have been easily covered in a page, and the second page should be completely for impact on Indian agriculture. So that's what you, whenever you write these types of answers, you can keep in mind that sometimes we should not get over the answers. Okay, sometimes keeping things brief, although you know various things, that is good, but in answer writing we have to keep the things brief, and we have to see what the question is asking, what is the core question. That is what we have to approach. So we will see the significant impact on Indian agriculture. So I think some points have been mentioned, but some points are vague also. Just as contribution in agriculture in GDP increase, these points simply look vague. How you can say it is increased? How, if from which perspective it is increasing? You have to write those things. Employment increase. So these are some vague points. Okay, okay. The student has mentioned about subsidies. Yes, there is a tussle for subsidies. The subsidies are in news. Okay, you can see the India is number 2 in vegetable production after China. How is this thing? How is this a WTO policy, and how this is impacting Indian agriculture? So there is a lot of scope in improvement. The students have been mentioning about the subsidies, how subsidies which agriculture provides, are WTO policies giving that effect to subsidies or not? Are they permitting or not? The MSP policy, is WTO permitting that MSP policy or not? If permitting, why permitting? If not permitting, why not permitting? How Indian trade is having problems of sanitary and phytosanitary measures, sanitary and phytosanitary restrictions, and how WTO can help in getting through it, and which WTO policies are actually leading to sanitary and phytosanitary restrictions to Indian products. So these are the some of the things, some of the broader ideas on which answer could have been developed. Although the student tried, subsidies, the subsidies have been mentioned, some rules have been mentioned, but that could be improved. You can see here also some things have been written. You can read and you can develop an idea. So first answer, there could be improvement, and I hope that whenever you write these types of answer, you get some points which are better than this. Okay. Now let's move to the second question. The second question is fairly written by the student. The second question is, Discuss the casual organism, symptoms, and management of blister blight of tea. So, what is the casual organism? It is by a fungus, that is basidium. Okay, symptoms have been mentioned, that is white powdery like substance can be seen, plant not able to attain its appropriate height. Okay, leaf remain small, uh, produce few leaves, the number of leaves is less. Conditions have been mentioned. Obviously, all the conditions which have role in fungal infections, which promote fungal infections, are the conditions which will promote blister formation. Management have been mentioned. We can do cultural practices. We can use resistant varieties. We can use soil treatment. Whenever you are writing resistant varieties, try to name some varieties. If you remember one or two varieties, that will be enough. If you can, you should try. Soil treatment, fungicides can be used. Okay, you should also try to name some fungicides which can be directly used, either it is revistine or some calcium chloride fungicide, some other fungicides. There are various fungicides, okay, which can be used. Integrated pest management can be done. Again, you can see fungicides have been mentioned. Okay, seed treatment can be done. So overall, fairly written answer. This answer is well written. Now the next question is, discuss the in detail the package of practices of tobacco. So we all know tobacco, and you can see that uh, we all know that India is in second position in the terms of tobacco production in world, and good amount of things have been mentioned. And I think this statement tobacco is intoxicant, these things could be promoted, these things could be avoided. We have to take tobacco as a crop instead of what it is toxic or not. Although these points are well written, that it is India is second in position, and the area has been mentioned, so these are the well written. Its use has been mentioned in hookah, cigar. These are some of the use. Climate have been mentioned. It can grow in semi-arid and rain-fed agriculture. Kharif season, Rabi season have been mentioned. Soil have been mentioned. Varieties have been mentioned. White gold, Mansi, Kanak Prabha, Jayasri, some of the good varieties. Sowing method have been mentioned. And you can say after sowing and spacing, the student has written seed rate and seed treatment. That should be written before sowing, okay? Because we have to do seed treatment obviously before sowing. So a proper structure should be mentioned here. Okay, so proper flow should be there in answer. That is why I have mentioned here. So you can simply pause and read it. Fairly written answer this is. Chemical control have been mentioned, cultural practices, wood management have been mentioned, fertilizer management have been mentioned, leaf curing, which is an important aspect of tobacco, that is air curing, flue curing, fire curing, sun curing, everything has been mentioned. Curing is what? That is a kind of drying and preserving the leaves. Harvest could be added here, okay, because it is a part of the cultivation only, so that could be added and appropriately concluded. So fairly written answer. Also, I have shown this copy because there are some scope of improvement. I want you guys, whenever you guys get your answers, you should try to improve as I have suggested. So that is all for today. If you like the answer, if you like the video, please press the like button, please do share, and please do subscribe. It takes a lot of hard work to make such videos for you on a regular basis. रेगुलर बेसिस पे ऐसे वीडियोस को बनाने के लिए काफ़ी मेहनत लगती है. एंड इफ यू लाइक, इफ यू शेयर, इफ यू सब्सक्राइब, इट मोटिवेट्स अस to make more such videos for you regularly. So that is all for today. Have a nice day. Thank you.